In the early 1900s, a group of young women were given what seemed like a dream job painting glowing numbers onto watch dials. They were told the substance was harmless. Some even painted it onto their nails and teeth for fun, just to glow in the dark. Within a few years, many of them were dead. The substance was radium, newly discovered, wildly fashionable, and marketed as a miracle element. It was added to toothpaste, cosmetics, even drinking water. Sold as a health tonic, companies like the United States Radium Corporation hired hundreds of young women to hand paint watch and instrument dials with radium lace paint, prized for its glow-in-the-dark effect. The work paid well for the era, and the women were proud of it. Factory floors reportedly sparkled with radium dust by the end of a shift, and workers would leave glowing faintly in the dark. To keep a fine point on their brushes, workers were taught a technique called lip dip paint, literally putting the brush to their lips to shape the bristles before dipping it in radium paint again. They were doing this dozens of times a day, ingesting small amounts of radium with every stroke. Management knew radium was dangerous. Scientists and executives handling it wore protective lead aprons and used tongs. The women painting it were given no such protection, and were reportedly told it was safe enough to be beneficial to their health. Years later, the women began falling ill in horrifying, specific ways. Their jaws would ache, then loosen, then in some cases disintegrate entirely, a condition doctors later termed radium jaw. Bones fractured with no clear cause, teeth fell out, and radiation had begun eating away at their skeletons from the inside. Radium behaves chemically like calcium, so the body had stored it directly into the women's bones, irradiating them continuously from within day after day. Company doctors and even some outside physicians initially blamed the women themselves, suggesting poor hygiene or unrelated illness. It took years and a small group of dying women to build a case against their employer while their bodies were failing. They fought a legal battle against a company with far more resources, in a legal system that had no real precedent for a case like theirs. In 1928, 5 of the women, later known as the Radium Girls, won a settlement, though it came too late for their health, and several did not live to see the case's full resolution. Their case changed labor law permanently. It became one of the first instances where employees successfully sued a company for damages caused by industrial poisoning, and it directly influenced the establishment of occupational disease labor law and stronger workplace safety standards in the United States. Decades later, in unrelated exhumations, some of the women's remains were still measurably radioactive, a quiet, lasting record of what their bodies had absorbed. They were told the glow was harmless, even glamorous. It took their bones breaking, their jaws dissolving, and years of being dismissed before anyone believed them. The Radium Girls didn't just lose their health, they forced an entire industry to admit what it already knew, and reshaped how workplace safety is regulated to this day.